file input and output ini file. So I would say file IO with ini file. Ini file is like almost a configuration file or HTML extension. So how we can call those files? So first of all, I save. So keep in mind that in my folder there is one config file. I will open that one in a minute. So I'll save this one is file IO ini in LabVIEW. Okay, so then let us open the file which I have. So I created this the ini file. So we just have to learn how to create the ini file. In here, just focus on the first one. This is the section name. This is the section name, and this is the key name, and there is a key value. So this one is a section name, always coming to the square bracket. Then the key name. So in the one section name is a general. Out of in one section name, there is 1, 2, 3 key name. Key name of app name, version, and the author. And the key values are my LabVIEW app and the version and the test user. So we want to call this functionality into the LabVIEW. That's our task. So now we know that this is my location and the file IO in LabVIEW. Again, I open. As usual, you always start with the error cluster, then convert it into control, change into control. Then we created a no error case and definitely the while loop. Then the case structure. In the case structure, I can edit the same method like initialize, read, write. That will be much more better. We can initialize, read, and write. In the initialization, the same as what we have done for the CSV file, we just get the current VI path, then strip the path because we just have to come one way or other. Then we have to use the build the path. Then after that, we have to use the file name, that's a config with the extension .ini small letter. Then this is my path has been generated. Then I pass that, replace with the shift register. Then I have to read my file now. In order to read, this is the functionality over here. So basically, again, if you go to the function, save function, here configuration file setup. Here I can open my configuration. I can read my key. Let us start with a very simple one. You can align. One thing is if you select Control space Control W, it can be automatically wired, but the problem is you don't have this facility in the actual exam. That's why I'm not using this one much because of you're connecting the monitor and it doesn't have the option to use the shortcuts in the actual exam. Okay, so I connected the sorry, I this is a path this is the path name, and this is the configuration file path. So that's the one we have created. I need to check what's happening. Do you have any idea what's happening? This is the configuration file path is in a rough num, and the other one is the actual file path. That's the only difference is coming up. For an example, this is create and the constant. Then we can see this is the file path, and what we have done here, initialize, is not feed into the file path. That's the difference. So anyway, what I can do, so initialize. There are better way of doing, definitely we will consider in a later case. So this one I converted into the, replaced into the shift register. And this one is a path. And the problem what happened, I cannot connect this one into the path because it's not associated with the path. So what I can do, I'll just move this one into same. So try to minimize the wire bend. And this one is a random out, or the INI out. So that I'm just putting into the replace in the shift register. Then this is my read. So for time being, I just create as a default. Then this is changed into the control. Selection. In order to read some of the value, I'm creating that one as a string. So I have to define the section name, the key name, and the default value. Default value, we are not putting any. Okay, maybe what I can do that I change into the control. This is my section name, and this is my key name. So I have got the section name and the key name. Then here I can get the output. This is my output value. So if I select the section name and key name, then I have to get the output. So let's check that one for now. Always, this is my section name, and this is my key name, and this is my value out. I'll just open the INI file to just see what we can feed into. So my section name is general. And my key name is app name. So now I initialize, and if I read my LabVIEW app name is, we can read here. Again, if I put the version, the 1.0 will come. If I put the author, anything in the same general case, I can put it over there. And if I have to move the acquisition, then we just have to move that section name first. Then if I put it, then you can get the value. For input, and in order to change the logging, you have to change the section. Also, if you want to change this one into the another format, boolean, double, or string, or anything for double, maybe I'll do the one for double. So double, the data type is double. So for that, just think about this acquisition with the sampling rate will be the best fit. So I initialize, then I read. So that 1000 value. So value is coming true. That was the last result, but this is value 1000, we have get it. So this is the way we can read the INI file. So what happened if you want to read the multiple one? Think that one. So what we have to use, you have to use the multiple read function, 1, 2, 3, 4, how many you want to. Or if you have the same operation, you can even use the for loop with an operation called get a multiple key name or the key names. So this is the functionality we're going to use. So now we just stop here and continue the same within a section. So I'm just creating a front panel so you can exercise this one as file input output in LabVIEW for the file IO INI exercise. So keep in mind, continue to do these. This is the configuration file. So this one is a solution. So do the solution, go through it, then look into the solution and do the exercise first time. And the second time, do the solution without, then third time, just make it very fast. That's the one. So this is the way INI file to create.